Hi everyone, and welcome to TWF Powerrr, or Strength for Might. I am Jonathan Coachman, here with Trini Kwan and with Taz. And today on Powerrr, or Strength for Might, we're going to have the World Heavyweight winnings on the line, the TWF Heavyweight winnings on the line, with Bobby Lashley fighting Brock Lesnar. Jonathan Coachman said, and we do know that there is a lot of yesteryear between these two, even though they never fought until about 20 years ago. Jonathan Coachman says, well, yes, you're right, Trini Kwan said. 20 years ago, Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar were both doing the same thing. They both had their beginner wrestling background, their fighting background, their skilled wrestling background, but they never wrestled, never fought. 20 years, and it was always either one was gone, the other one was gone. By the time Bobby Lashley came from OVW to WWE, Brock Lesnar was gone from WWE. He was in NHL, NHL, the NFL, and he was in, I don't know, NJPW and UFC. And by the time Brock Lesnar came back to WWE, Bobby Lashley was gone. He was in TNAW that first run, Bellator Fighting the run, and then 2-4 run in IW. Yeah, Taz says, so apparently now WWE again. So now these two are going to meet for the first time in 20 years. You know, 20 years ago, Brock Lesnar. 20 years ago, every time me and you wanted to fight, there was always some grounds to why we could not fight. Well, 20 years ago, and I came from OVW, went to WWE. Yeah, you were gone. You left OVW, WWE. You were in the NFL. Oh, no. You were in NJPW by that time. Probably UFC by that time. I don't know. And then by the time I left WWE, went to TNAW the first time. That was in BF, Bellator Fighting, BF. Then IW, the 2-4 time. And by the time you came back to WWE, I was gone. And when I came back for years and years, they didn't want to put us together even after that. And now it's going to happen. Well, Bobby Lashley. I want to tell you something, Brock Lesnar says. It's hard to beat, it's unlikely to beat me, but some have. But it's more unlikely to beat me when you are a Brock Lesnar wannabe. Yeah, and you can talk about all your winnings that you won. You could talk about how you are a former two-time WWE Wanted Rights fighter, a former two-time WWE Interlando fighter, a two-time WWE ECW heavyweight fighter. Oh, you were what, a four-time IW heavyweight fighter, IW light heavyweight fighter, IW King of the Hill fighter, oh, one-time WWE heavyweight fighter. Yeah, sure, I talk about my stuff. Oh, yeah, you're going to knock all the shit I did. Well, let's see, Brock Lesnar, before we fight. Yeah, you might have been a former three-time OVW team fighter. You might have been a six-time WWE heavyweight fighter, a three-time world heavyweight fighter, a one-time UFC heavyweight fighter. Did you win anything in NHL, NFL? No. I was going to call you an Over Bowl winner, but yeah, you weren't in any of those teams. But anyway, yeah, King of the Ring, Kimrick Loudness winner, whatever, I don't really care. So, let's do this. I want to tell you one little thing, Bobby Lashley, before we get started. We couldn't dig out your overseer, Montel Vartadius Porter. So, looks like it sucks to be you. Paulie dangerously says. Well, Taz says you gotta like that. That kind of shit that Paulie dangerously said back in the day. Taz said he knew how to fuck with folks, and he still knows how to play mind games with folks. This is for the TWF heavyweight winnings. First, he is Bobby Lashley. And he is, first, I will have to say that he is the Bobby Lashley beating, the Bobby Lashley breaking, the Bobby Lashley yielding heavyweight TWF heavyweight fighter of the world. He is both a bearer of the settled land and the wanted rights. Brock Lesnar. Did he have to put that in there? Jonathan Coachman said that he lives in two lands. Well, he did. I don't know. And right at the front, Brock Lesnar doing the German suplexes, which probably has nothing to do with Germany, Jonathan Coachman says, or any of the Northlands. No, but this is just Brock Lesnar fucking with Bobby Lashley, Trini Kwan said, because he can. And now Bobby Lashley now can doing his suplexes now to Brock Lesnar, Trini Kwan said. Taz said, what did we hear for so many years? Who was greater? Who was the greater beginner fighter? Who was the greater skilled fighter? Who was the greater skilled wrestler? Who was the greater beginner wrestler? Either it was Brock Lesnar or it was Bobby Lashley. Both men seem to have that background, Taz says. But at the end of the day, there can only be one. And now Bobby Lashley's Taz said only be one. Either Brock Lesnar or Bobby Lashley. And Bobby Lashley wants to put the 8 lock on Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar got out of it. Jonathan Coachman. He wanted to do the F5. Oh, the Fight Lord just went down. That was a mishap, a mistake on the half of Brock Lesnar. Didn't mean to do that. Brock Lesnar just F5. Bobby Lashley again, hoping to get the win over him. And while this is sadly going on, where's the winnings at? Oh, we got a bag of the winnings in it. Well, this is not good, because now the fight's still going on. We don't have... No, there's too much... Yeah, it's probably somewhere buried. And all the other winnings. So, buried all other winnings. Roman Reigns has speared down Brock Lesnar. What was that all for? And now we're going to see if we can get out the winnings. The TWF heavyweight winnings. Yeah, all these winnings right here. I know. It's sad. Oh, here we go. And now, what Paulie Dangerously just gave Brock Lesnar the TWF gave Roman Reigns the TWF heavyweight winnings. Is he going to hit Bobby Lashley with it? No, I just nailed Brock Lesnar with it. Well, hell is this all about? Trini Kwan said. I thought that Roman Reigns fired Paulie Dangerously as his overseer. I thought so too. Jonathan Coachman said. I truly believe that too myself. Yeah, we saw it happen, Taz says. Unless it was a game, unless they wanted to make Brock Lesnar believe that Roman Reigns was done with him. Oh, and now Bobby Lashley just gets the 1, 2, 3 on him. Out there, Roman Reigns all the heavy lifting. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner, and the new TWF heavyweight fighter, Bobby Lashley. Who can't... Where did it even go? And now thanks to Paulie Dangerously and Roman Reigns, Bobby Lashley can now call himself a one-time TWF heavyweight fighter, thanks to Paulie Dangerously and Roman Reigns. Jonathan Coachman says, after that stunt that they pulled, after that sad stunt or lark that was pulled, Jonathan Coachman says, yeah, Bobby Lashley, I don't even think even he knew was going on. But you gotta look back into the yesteryear to know that this is the kind of shit that Paulie Dangerously has done. He's done it many times to wrestlers. He did it to CM Punk. He did it to Brock Lesnar when he went off with the Big Show and Kurt Angle. You know, he did it many times with many other wrestlers over the years. I mean, he did it with Silverback Ryback, did it with Curtis Axel, anytime there was someone that was greater, either he had CM Punk, but if he felt that Brock Lesnar was a greater man, he'd go with Brock Lesnar. He felt the Big Show is greater than Brock Lesnar, so he went with the Big Show. And now it's the same thing with Roman Reigns now. And that is sad, Jonathan Coachman said. Yes, it is, Trini Kwan said. I didn't think that would happen. No, I wouldn't think it happened either, Taz says. Would you think that those two were done? After you saw after what happened, do you think that those two would still be friends? Or, I guess, hirer and hireling? Hiler and hireling? No, I would not think so. And now, Gene Okerlund is now going to talk with Bobby Lashley, who is now the new TWF heavyweight fighter, and now the two-time WWE heavyweight fighter, as is today. Does it fit around his? It will go around his waist? No, probably not. It's going to go more on his shoulder. All right, Bobby Lashley. Some folks would say that you are lucky. Oh, what the? Okay, forget it. Won't go. It's not gonna. Whatever. Well, all right, Bobby Lashley. Some folks would say that you were lucky that you beat Brock Lesnar with the help of Roman Reigns and Paulie Dangerously. First off, I had no runner lead over what Paulie Dangerously, Roman Reigns were doing. That was struck to me as to Brock Lesnar. Yeah, we all saw it when Roman Reigns fired Paulie Dangerously and almost bashed his head in with the steel stairs. We all saw that. So yeah, so it was a struck to me. And I didn't know who Roman Reigns was going to strike. For all you know, Roman Reigns could have struck me. He could have struck Brock Lesnar. But he knew if he did it to me, it would be the worstest thing he could have done. Alright? So, anyway, I beat Brock Lesnar. I'm the new TWF heavyweight fighter. First time, two-time WWE heavyweight fighter. And I did it because I knew I could. And do I have to give thanks to Paulie Dangerously and Roman Reigns? No, not unless I want to. But now it's the almighty time span. And now I got the winnings that goes back to between 93 while with Earthquake. Just like I won back the WWE heavyweight winnings for the 2-4 time. It goes back to 9 between 53 while Buddy Rogers. And now it's back where it should be. And all you IW followers can stop bitching and say that WWE's offshooting from IW. Who fucking cares? I won that winning 4 times. I'm a former 4-time IW heavyweight fighter, a 2-time W heavyweight fighter. Get over it. Well, some would say that you and Roman Reigns and Paulie Dangerously worked out some kind of deal to beat Brock Lesnar since you didn't know you couldn't do it on your own. Hey, I don't have any working deal with Roman Reigns or Paulie Dangerously. I don't. Alright? You're not going to besmirch my win over Brock Lesnar. So how does it feel for the Brock Lesnar wannabe, as you so called me, for about 20 years, beat you, Brock Lesnar? And yeah, it's unlikely to beat Brock Lesnar. But you can. Yeah. It's hard, but it can be done. And Brock Lesnar, you can recall that this happened to you many times before, because the only time you ever lose is when someone you trust shifts their back on you. Well, that's my talk with Bobby Lashley, the new TWF heavyweight fighter. Back to you, Jonathan Coachman. Thank you, Gene Okerlund. But we do know that Brock Lesnar probably is not going to be happy. And before we leave this show, he's probably going to have something to say. Astronomer, I want you out here now. You might be the nearest thing that we have to Adam Pearce and Scott D'Amore and Dean Hill. And you can bring out Ecliptor too, because I need something I need to say. What do you want, Brock Lesnar? You're not going to beat me up like you did to Adam Pearce, like you would have done to Scott D'Amore if you were ever in IW, and you would have done to Dean Hill in OVW. But unlike Adam Pearce and Scott D'Amore and Dean Hill, unlike them, I'm a doll, the first of my kind, and it was hard to get me, and we're not ever going to have anything go for that again. Alright, what I want is I want a return match with Bobby Lashley or with Roman Reigns. And I seem to believe that somehow, some way, either Paulie Dangerously and Roman Reigns are working out some kind of deal with Bobby Lashley that I don't know about. Yeah, I know Bobby Lashley and WWE has his overseer, Montel Ricadius Porter, but for all you know, Montel Ricadius Porter, Paulie Dangerously, and Roman Reigns could have worked out some deal to fuck me over. The only way folks ever beat me was by someone doing shit to me. So, okay, Brock Lesnar, I'll see what I can do. And I'm not going to give you any oaths, but one day you'll either fight Bobby Lashley or Roman Reigns someday in the upcoming. I want to fight both of them if I can. Well, I'll see what I can do. Astronomer says, for now, leave the ring. Because unlike Adam Pearce and Scott D'Amore and Dean Hill, I can't take bumps from you. And Ecliptor says, I would think long and hard before you did something to get yourself in a bind. Ecliptor says, so take it or leave it. You get Roman Reigns or Bobby Lashley one day, do something, and you lose it all. Well, it looks like it is all the time we got here for TWF Power or Strength or Might. I mean, yeah, it'd be Might. Since power is a French borrowed word, the English word would be strength or might. Well, it looks like all the time we got here for Power or Might. I am Jonathan Coachman for Trini, Quan, and Taz. We hope you like Power or Might, and we'll see you tomorrow for Monday Night Raw or a Lone Day Night Raw. Bye.